Hey everyone, my name is Ray. I am here because what we're doing is we're creating a simple training for Python progression for someone that's brand new to Python, that's not really trying to get into programming, but is trying to learn about AI and technology, right? They're upskilling. And so what I did is, you know, I recently had someone ask me, one of my colleagues asked me, what is Python and how can you use it? And, I can show them to the Python website, which is a great resource. However, this is when we ask what is Python, we have Python is an interpreted object oriented high level language with dynamic semantics. Its high level built in data structures combined with dynamic typing and dynamic binding make it very, that's, I think, way too complicated for someone that's just starting out, just trying to get what it actually is. So what I decided to do was create a show you what the practical uses of Python are. Now, here what we have is a GitHub, which is a repository. I saved this into a GitHub repository. So you can see I have the image that we're going to use here. So we don't have to save it directly to our notebook. We have our notebook here and the README instructions on what to do. You can always just create a sign up for GitHub. It's free. Use your Gmail account, and then you can just fork it and make a copy of it. So now all you have to do is we're gonna go ahead and click here. On the link is gonna open up a Google Colab notebook, a Python notebook, right? And all I really want you to do is go ahead and run the code. Okay, you don't go crazy, just run the code and test it out. If you want to go from there, you're highly encouraged to do so. So the first thing we want to do is we're just gonna run first. You know what? Let's disconnect and delete the runtime, because that way everything's clear. So now all I want you to do is press the play button. Okay. And the first thing we're doing is we're making Python to the words "hello world." Okay, and that's the first thing most programmers do. So I thought that would be a great case right here. This is, you can command the computer or the programming language to actually do things for you. Go ahead, I would say type it in yourself. See if you make any mistakes. If you get any errors, try to fix it. But pretty much the exact same code. Just try to do that. For the second exercise, what we have is we're going to open a data set right on Python. So what we're going to use here is a library in Python called Seaborn. Within Seaborn, we have SNS, which allows us to load data. In this case, we're using the tips data set, but you can easily change it to flights, right? Make sure you use the right letters. If you were to, for example, miss an S, it's not going to recognize it. You're going to get an error and it's going to tell you. Flight is not one of the examples, but you see it. You might miss it, but flights. So always pay attention to those things, those little things that catch. Bam, we got it. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the same data set and we're going to actually turn that data into a chart. Okay, in this case, we decided to use the matplotlib library, and on and what we're going to do is we're going to create a line chart. You see the change over time. As you can see it here, you can use different ones. In this case, I wanted to keep it simple. That way we're not uploading data sets to this directly. We're using the built-in libraries. It's a little bit easier, but you can use your own data sets. Okay, always keep that in mind. Now the next exercise, exercise 4, we're going to do is we're going to resize an image. With Python, you can do a lot of things. So with these libraries here, we're going to access the URL, the path that we added to our GitHub repository. That way, again, I don't have to provide you with files. You don't have to upload it. You can try doing it, I would say, but this one makes it a lot easier. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to resize the image from here to here. I had the case where the profile image that I had was too large and it wouldn't fit in a specific website. And so I had to create a script to resize it for me. And it works. That way I don't have to buy an app. All right. These are practical use cases. The next thing we're doing is exercise 5, which is change an image to black and white. This is very similar to the previous one. We're using the same libraries, and we're actually using the same image or the same path. And we're changing the color from grayscale, gray, color, grayscale. The last exercise I wanted to show you is the analyzing text with Python. I think this one's really cool because it allows you to add text to this piece of code here. You can use something that's a lot larger, right? To try to analyze what words are come up most in whatever text you're adding. In this case, since this is an example talking about Python, so you can see the most common words are Python, work, used, data, text, and language. Okay, you can add, I provided here a section where you can do it again. Just take this and replace it, take that section and replace it with whatever text. It could be, some kind of report that you wrote or a report that you found. And that way you can kind of get the idea of what they're talking about. This is more for data analytics, but it's pretty cool stuff. It just looks cool, to be honest with you. Now, what else can you do with Python? Python is used for automating repetitive tasks, um, working with spreadsheets and reports. You can instead of using the URL, we can use our own spreadsheets, right? We're able to also analyze large data sets when you're working with big data, right? With data sets with millions of rows. Then you can use something, big data platforms like Databricks, that when you're working on it, you work on it on Python notebooks with SQL as well. Um, but again, you're able to do those things. You're also able to create charts and dashboards. It's not Tableau or Power BI, but you definitely have a lot of freedom with the things that you can do. So it's almost unlimited. You can edit in images and videos. So it's not just images, and you can do like computer vision, so like facial recognition, object detection. You can do that here, and they use AI for that. So it's Python. It's all Python. Now we're also going to be able to process text and documents, right? You can do like semantic um, analysis. You can do, you know, like I said earlier, if you're looking at documentation and trying to figure out what appears the most in there, this will show you. Training machine learning models, right? Like you're creating predictive models. For example, you're trying to figure out like how to predict the pricing of houses, predict the churning, different things like that. Also, obviously we're training AI, training and working with AI systems, including large language models like ChatGPT and the Claude Sonnet and things like that. That's what they're using Python. And that's pretty much it. I hope that really helped everyone to clarify a few things. Obviously, I'm throwing you deep into dark waters, but my goal is to show you how to drive the car, not build it. Okay? When you're practicing these things, you're gonna know what you can do. Okay? In the future, I believe is a lot of people with a lot of creativity that are not programmers are going to be able to come in to the space and create things and be some of the most successful ones. So I am going to be posting more videos. If you have any questions, send me a message. But other than that, thank you for listening. And please, if you can, like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.